Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Neil Robertson Pro Career. Today it is part 72 of Season 3 and part 189 of this series as a whole. And today's episode could quite easily be the final episode we do before the Betfred World Championships. This is the second part of a best of 9 encounter against the Welsh Potting Machine in Mark Williams. And in the first session, Mark Williams opened up a 2-frame lead, which we tend to do, to be honest, against opponents. But Mark Williams played well. We didn't play well in that first session, but you can't really attribute it to all that. Mark Williams played fairly well. It could have been 2 each, again, if we'd taken potentially 1 or 2 of our chances. But the game is how it is at the moment, and I think at this score, you have to say that this is no mistake snooker time, you would argue. Now, in the last episode, we saw the break off for the 5th frame, just making sure that there's no mistakes like there was in the match against Liu Hoishan, where we had to start the match again because of a glitch. If you don't take the break off and you save, for some reason it sometimes doesn't save your progress. So we were back to 0-0, and I certainly didn't want that in a game of this magnitude. So it's pretty much no mistake snooker. I think you have to say at this point that it's pretty unlikely for us to get a situation where it's not a decider, if we should win this match, of course. Again, Mark Williams could win the next 2 frames and it's all over. But for us to win this match, it's pretty likely we're going to get a decider, because I can't see us getting 4 frames in a row. But with these things, you just never know. So an interesting safety encounter going on here. Mark Williams has opened up the table a little bit, but doesn't leave anything on. So it's our job to try and get this cue ball safe. Look at where that red's ended up, though. That's just the danger of playing it at that pace. The red ball can go over the table, but he either can't see it or he's not having a go at the pot. But that brown and yellow is quite a substantial target to be behind. But as you can see, we've got a punt at this this ball, and I'm amazed. I don't know if Mark Williams couldn't see it. But if he could, I'd be amazed that he didn't take this on. Now, this is a tricky pot. Could go wrong, but it's there. Great pot. Played at brilliant pace, actually. Again, we would probably tweak where the cue ball is just slightly here. But not by much, you have to say. I think we play for the pink, though, here, do we? Do we play for the pink? It's not really straight enough, is it? We've got a bit of a dilemma here, in that we don't want to leave this opportunity and leave it begging, if you like. So just need to be careful here that we don't waste this opportunity we've been given. Certainly not the most clear cut of opportunities in the world. Is that a plant? No, it's not. With those 2 reds I was looking at. I think there's a plant opportunity with those 2 reds at the bottom of the pack. Definitely. It's certainly a half chance of that. But there are 3 opportunities to play a colour here. Red won't go past the black if we come back. So I think black is actually the weakest of all options here. If the pink was straight, that would have been a much nicer shot to play. And again, the blue's not ideal. It was a tricky shot to take on, but it's certainly worth taking our time here just to think of what shot we're going to play. But if we get lucky here, we've got to pot the blue first. But if we get lucky, we could have position on a red. The pot's good. We wouldn't hit it, though. We need to get below the pink. I was going to try and pot the red into the middle pocket. So that is end of break already, I think. What a horrible safety we've got to play here. It's not too bad, actually, to be fair. But I said it was going to be tricky to get an opportunity. We just underhit that one. I think if we hit that at the right sort of pace, we'd have had a half chance to get that red into the middle pocket. That's the way things go sometimes. You can't win them all at the first visit. Now, that is a poor safety shot from Mark Williams, but has he got away with it? No, he hasn't. He's put the black off its spot. That is going to be a bit of a pain for us trying to get in for a break here, but this is a fantastic chance, and that is a good opening pot. Now, what I realised and suddenly had a sinking feeling of was that blue's not on its spot. Again, if it's on its spot, it's pretty much straight. Now we've got a bit of an issue, because that blue ball isn't straight. I think it's just a case of up and down the table here. Let's try and get position on the red. But this blue isn't easy. It's a good pot, though. What's the position like? Need the cue ball to... needed a bit more power on that. Well, would you believe it? I'd have thought that that would have been enough power and more, if you like, there. But obviously not. I'm trying to play this as thin as possible. Getting a bit unlucky here. I'll tell you what, we might not have hit that red. We might not have hit the red. And you watch, we haven't hit the red. Look at where that cue ball's finished up.
He'll be really annoyed
Well. Isn't that just typical? We played a brilliant safety shot there. And quite unbelievable, really, that we couldn't get there. Well, that time we couldn't hit anything either. It was very nearly a decent shot, actually, coming thin off that red and not leaving anything. But, yeah, that was very annoying from us. You know, we played a brilliant safety shot there. Just tried to get too thin on the red, and we overhit it slightly, and, well, we missed it. So, for the first time in this frame, Mark Williams has got his chance, and I hope that it's not going to be a continuation of the previous session where we just don't get any luck at all. I mean, granted, we've played a few shots that have been a bit awkward, but these haven't been the best opportunities to get in. Just need to improve our safety, I think, ultimately, to really have an opportunity of getting in now. He plays the black, gets the black back on its spot. So I've hit that one slightly, I think, but he's okay. He can see the red nearest the pink. Oh, no, he can't, sorry. Either that or he's not playing it. He's going for this one up to the top left pocket, which would suggest to me he definitely can't see that, because that was a very difficult shot, but he pulls it off very nicely. Not much pace, and cues brilliantly for the blue. Well, if Mark Williams wins this frame, it is a long way back for us.
Gently does it.
And you would say, well, if black's off its spot, we're okay. But actually, the pink is on the black spot. Now, I don't know whether the pink will respot here. We'll soon find out. I hope it does. That would make our job a bit easier. But nope, it's back on the black spot. So that makes Mark Williams' job just that little bit easier.
35.
He's misjudged that one, though. But he doesn't seem like missing anything today. Brilliant pot on the blue there. Was it the blue? No, it wasn't, of course. It was the red. But where's the cue ball going to end up? Well, again, another slice of luck there. Don't know why I was on about the blue. Yes, it was the red he potted. Oh, dear. I'm not colourblind, I promise. But that was a cracking shot to open up the reds. And it just seems if you give Mark Williams a chance, he is lethal. And should he get through, I think he's going to be the man who wins the tournament. I can't see anybody who's played as well as Mark Williams has. I can't think of anybody I've played for a long time who's played as well as Mark Williams has played today. I mean, sure, we've not played brilliantly in some of these frames, but Mark Williams really hasn't given us that much of a chance. Once he's been in, he's given us the odd chance, but whether it's luck or not, it's not been the best chance. But a break of 55 here, that now puts him 51 points ahead. There's 59 points left on the table, so a colour and a red, and it's frame over. Just needs to cue well for one of these reds. It should be okay. Pink's now back on its spot. He's gone for the trickier pot, I would say, here. But it's there, and barring snookers, Mark Williams moves a frame away from the China Open semi-final. Potential for a century here. Well, we're going to go with all our might. We're going to try our best to make this not be our last game before the World Championships. But losing 4 of the first 5 frames has not put us in the best position in the world, that's fair to say. It's a tricky, very tricky position we've put ourselves in now. It is very much no mistake snooker we've got to play from here. And if Mark makes a century here, it just increases the pressure even more, knowing that he's in really solid form. I have to say that the character model of Mark Williams is pretty good, especially from that angle. Maybe not from this angle. The facial models aren't fantastic, but the side models, and you know, if you were looking at the screen, I think here you would know that it's not real, but on that camera angle there, it looks pretty convincing to me. Never really noticed that before with Mark Williams. I think we all know that Robbo is one of the poorer character models on the game. I mean, I can't speak for all 128 players because, admittedly, I haven't played everybody, but of the majority I've seen, I think that Robertson and Graham Dott are the worst two. Dott looks like he's ill.
94.
But a break of 98 with this brown. The blue will make it 103.
98.
And then if he pots the other two balls, it'll give him a clearance, 116.
109.
That is very much a statement of intent. Beat that for the next 4 frames if you're going to win the match, Mark Williams says there.
Brilliant.
Not really how we wanted that frame to go. Big swing frame, as we said last time out.
Well played.
If we could have won that and brought it back to 3-2, the pressure's off us slightly then. But at 4-1, as it now is, it's, well, obviously, every frame from now is huge. But look at that. In this 6th frame, Mark Williams gives us a good chance to get in again. He doesn't really leave the black as an option,
He's aiming for the left
but that's
corner
okay.
here.
1.
So we're in here. I think we can afford to take a little bit more time over our shots again. If we miss one, it could well be our last shot of the tournament, so I think we're certainly allowed to do that.
6.
I've hit that one a little bit. I hope this comes off the cushion. Ah, okay, I think it's just done enough. I think it's just done enough there. Let's go into the reds at a bit of an awkward angle here. Not what we were planning for.
That's a great split. He'll be unlucky if he's not anything here.
But this is a decent split. All depends on where the cue ball finishes up. As to whether we've got a potting chance or not. And to be honest, I wouldn't say that's all that great. I really wouldn't. There's a half chance here. But Neil Fold says that's a good split. Well, to me, I can't see a pot. I could be blind and not seeing something here. But I really can't see a potting chance. Again, we can play some side and potentially try and pot this red. I think that's probably the best idea at this point. But if this goes wrong, it's a big chance for Mark Williams. Well, look how much we overhit that by. A smidgen. And we missed. Have we got away with it?
Neil Robertson, 12.
We haven't. Is that our last shot?
Issues there.
1.
I think it was fair to take it on from there. But 0.7 a percentage we missed it by. And that was definitely going in at 30%. But just overhitting it very, 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 very slightly. As let Mark Williams in here now.
The right corner pocket.
7.
To be honest, if I had to play any of those shots again in this frame, I think probably any of the shots in the previous frame. I wouldn't change what I'd done.
Can't see any problems here.
I really wouldn't. I don't think we've played our greatest so far today. But I also don't think we've got the luck sometimes. I really don't.
10.
And I don't tend to say that. I tend to admit we've not played very well, as I have. But I think other factors have come into it so far today.
15.
Kyron Wilson, we beat him by 5 frames to 3. He's no slouch. Willow goes and beats us 5-1 after that performance against Kyron, then it does show something's wrong. But there's a way to go yet. This could be the closing break of the match. Mark Williams might well finish it off here. But until that scoreboard ticks over to 5 frames for Williams, we still have some hope. And that is not the best cannon there. He has got these 2 reds into the middle pocket, but it could become a challenge for Mark.
30.
After that, he's come up the wrong side of the blue, really. Up and down the table. Good shot there. I can probably see 3 loose reds. But that's about it now. So he's got to get inventive if he wants to make this the break that clinches his place in the last 4. Taking a long time over this shot. Surely there's only one shot available.
He's aiming for the left corner here.
Playing with some left-hand side here and going back up for the blue. Now that's an interesting shot. He's also hit that far too soft, so he's actually played for the yellow just to get some movement on the cue ball, and he's played that very well. Played it very well. I'm amazed he came back up for the blue, you know. Really am. Because he did mess that shot up, and it was a great recovery, a fantastic recovery shot to play that yellow at that angle and still get the cue ball right on the cushion for this loose red. But you can see how awkward this frame's been, can't you? 2 yellows, 3 blues, 2 pinks. Obviously the black's completely out of commission. But once again, he's 2 straight on this blue. But what do I know? He's given himself a quarter of a chance here. But fair dues to him, he's not took it on. That's a fair shot from Mark Williams there, I think. Because I think I'd have probably been tempted with that half chance probably to the middle pocket.
This looks safe to me.
So we do get another opportunity. Mark Williams is really sort of half of the way there in this frame, but one bad shot. And where's this cue ball going? Oh, look at that bit of slice of luck. And he's left 1 loose red, and to be honest, I think it's just, we've got to play for everything now.
Half a chance.
There's no point not taking opportunities, and that is a lovely par.
What a tremendous
Once again, though, the position isn't great.
1.
Not great at all. So, I think it's probably time for a safety here.
Neil Robertson.
That's okay, I don't mind that.
Looks to be a pretty simple safety here.
Not as good, I don't think, as I'd have liked it to have been. I wanted to get him in a bit more trouble there, but again, it was a safety. We could have took the colour on and been in all spots of bother, so that's my opinion. We very narrowly missed the middle pocket there with the cue ball. Ooh, what's that one going to do? He needs this, well,
With the rest there. Well played.
he needed that cue ball to be safe, but
No gimme.
the red actually rolled in, and I think that, not using sour grapes at all, but I think that does not sum up the match, but it highlights some of the run of the ball that Mark Williams has had. And now being 37 points ahead, he just needs the blue and the red, and he books his place in the semi-final. That was a fluke and a half off that safety shot. The ball just kept running and running and running. And just this red required for a victory of 5 frames to 1, and we will go crashing out at the China Open. I think it's got to be a formality now. I don't see him making a mistake here. This red puts him 43 up with 35 left on the table, so it'll be 2 snookers we need. And with this black, I think he will force us coming back to the table. He's only playing the green here. But he's potted it. And again, I don't think he's going to give us any opportunities to come back to the table to get anything here. So, barring a freak result now, Mark Williams is the man through to the next round. We go out at the China Open, but a good result, to be honest, all things considered. You can't win them all. We certainly met our match in this match. And to be quite honest, I'm quite happy to lose to someone like Mark Williams, who played very well. Unstoppable when he's been in. Doesn't really seem like missing a ball. So, next time out, it's time for the final tournament of the year. The Betfred World Championship. We walk away with £18,000 for this tournament, which is nowhere near really what we were looking for. But it's certainly an improvement on 2 years ago. So in terms of the rankings, we might well move up a place. But with that black, he clears the table with a break of 48 and sends himself through to the semi-final with a victory by 5 frames to 1. Well done to Willow. Fair play to him. It's been a one-sided match today, and that was very much getting his own back for that defeat in the Shanghai Mass. But you can see Mark Williams dominated us, got the majority of points. A very nice break, 116. And, well, that's it for us in this tournament. I hope Willow goes on and wins the tournament now, you know, after that performance, but it's Judd Trump who's won the tournament. And I'll tell you what, he's come up well there because that is his first victory. I believe I'm right in saying that's his first victory of the season. He won last year's World Championship. Hadn't won a tournament since then. That's a good time to come good, isn't it? It really is a good time to come good. Well, we haven't moved up in the rankings at all. That's a little bit unfortunate. Make sure the matches are on long. Yeah, we haven't skipped the Worlds. Calm down. Just having a look at the rankings, see if anything's changed. Joe Perry and Ryan Day are close to each other. I was getting quite excited then because I thought Day and Perry were 16th and 17th. But no, any movement in the rankings. I feel like these guys, Bingham, Maguire. In fact, Bingham and Maguire have lost a lot. Judd Trump retains a good lead at the top. Not really too much change in there, which is a surprise. So, in the next episode, it is time for a best of 19. Well, we've drawn Tom Ford the previous 2 years. Last year it was only a best of 5 due to us forgetting to change the match length. The previous year was best of 19 and we beat him on both occasions. Obviously our rankings changed this year, but we should still be a seeded player. So, who knows? Who's it going to be? Let's see who we're going to take on in the first round. That's a tricky draw. That is a tricky draw. The top non-seed, Ryan Day. We've always got the better of Ryan Day, but in the World Championships, well, that's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? But I'm really looking forward to that, actually. I'm going to do it a little bit differently to how they play it in real life. Obviously, in real life, it's 2 chess sessions. In this, we will do 3 sessions. So we will play 7 frames in the first of these sessions, and then in the next 2 sessions we'll play 6 frames in the second session, and then of course play to the end in the third session. But that is a very, very tough draw. Ryan Day, about the toughest draw you could have got, but I'm willing to take on the challenge and I'm excited for it. So if you're looking forward to the World Snooker Championships, make sure to leave a like on the video, comment your thoughts as well, and of course subscribe for all of those videos on the channel on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday at 6 PM. The last tournament of Season 3. It's flown by, hasn't it? But hopefully, we can have a better showing in the World Championship than we have the last 2 years. Got to get through round 1 first. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye for now.